I think we're back. I think we're back. Yes. It's okay. Give me time to change my shirt. I know, party shirt was fun, but this is better. Let me refresh again. I'm still not seeing. There it is. Excellent. Wonderful. Ha 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 ha. Where's my music? Oh, I guess, yeah, that killed Pretzel Rock. There we go. Okay. All right. Whew. That was really annoying and freaky. Okay. I was having such a good time. Man, oh man, did I read the last, oh yeah, Lem Gardner came in and confirmed in chat that they are, in fact, from the Ook. Did you try turning it off again? We did turn off all the things, but I suspect the outage was somewhere else further upstream. That was a little bit weird. I don't think it was our router that died or anything like that. Probably my ISP was just like switching some things around. You know, it was only down for like 2 or 3 minutes, but that does feel like forever sometimes, doesn't it? I think so. I don't remember what I was saying. We were talking about like these, this stuff. We were talking about were creatures. Lem came in. I don't know. There's something. Dumb questions, but Dwarf Fortress still free. You know, it's coming to Steam and a multiverse coming soon. So that's not a dumb question. The answer is yes, Dwarf Fortress is still free. And as far as I know, there will always be the standalone version for free. I suspect the Steam version will be paid, but that's, you know, understandable considering they're spending a ton of development time and artist stuff and things like that to do it. So looking forward to that. ISPs typically have changed freezes in by now. I think the router might have kind of died. You lost Wi-Fi before Essentially came out to power cycle the router. Yeah, but our router will drop the Wi-Fi when there's no. It'll like report it weird. I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Last phrase, something about your idea for guild halls. Yeah. Oh, I think I was gonna say that. I'd also considered we could put the guild halls just one level above or one level below the main work floor here, rather than put it in the handle of the hammer. Oh, right. And I was saying, I was looking up the guild halls. So you can have guild halls to very specific tasks, like specifically to armor smithing or weapon smithing. But you can also have guild halls that cover sort of a greater sort of area. And it'll mostly come down to what kind of things people demand and stuff. So we'll see. So I was thinking maybe that this could be the generic sort of metal crafting guild hall. And then if there are requests for the subsets. Hey, Jordak. The subsets, like specifically a guild hall for weaponsmith or an armorsmith or something, we could do those the level above or the level below. I think that may have been what I was saying right before the interwebs died out. Jordak, thank you very much for that. Consider this a vote for more Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup once you've gotten over the trauma of what happened. Merry Christmas, Quill and community. Thank you very much, Jordak. And yes, I agree. I might do it live streamed as well. It might be good to get some like immediate feedback on some of the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup stuff. I was also thinking about, again, trying my hand at a pure caster, which I haven't done successfully before. And that might be good to do. So we'll see. But yeah, there'll definitely be some more Dungeon Crawl because it is quite good. And I love it. You're stuffed on food and candy. Yeah, we've been eating pretty well here ourselves. Let me issue some smoothing command. Oh, did I never set any smoothing here at all? We can probably start. I don't think we're doing too much other digging right now. I think I've got to put an ignore command in here for the cancels. Because I think we're getting a little bit of random messages and spam here. Hang on, I'm just going to go and do some tweaks to the sound ignore file here. Because I think it's putting in too much noise. What am I looking for here? Under here, under utilities, SoundSense RS, I have an ignore file right over here. I'm just gonna have it ignore anything with the word cancel in it. And then I think I have to tell it to reload, not the sound pack, but the ignore file. There we go. So hopefully, because right now it does a little sound effect from time to time as this ignores, and this is going to happen constantly, so we'll see. I didn't see the Timberborn update. I did see that there was an update, though.
I see it all now. It's
Makey has been possessed, taken by a mood. So first of all, who is Makey? What's your deal? Okay, this is really interesting. So this is going to be one of the ways that our peasant dwarves can become elevated to one of our higher castes, because right now, Makey is just a peasant, not assigned anything. His highest skill is clothes making here, so he might want to do some weaving. I don't even know if we have a weaver's workshop. Let's take a look over here at Makey. Right there. So I want to go to the unit, follow the unit, unpause. Strange mood. Yeah, I don't think we have a workshop that he can possess. Clothier's workshop, we don't have one. Mostly, we didn't need one yet, and we're sort of waiting for a different... that's going to be part of the... I think that's part of the Planters Guild. The people who interact with plants is going to deal with weaving, I believe, is the idea. So, we'll go ahead and get... no, I don't want to use a bar for the workshop, although we get it back when we deconstructed things. Here, we'll just use it out of logs. It's going to be okay. I suspect that's what he wants to grab. We do have clothes making enabled on... Oh yeah, our plant tender. Erica Hoff is our one and only plant tender currently, and that clothes making is part of that. What's going to almost certainly happen? Makey is going to do an artifact with the clothes making stuff, and then we will officially promote him to a plant tender, and then we can subdivide job. Erica can focus specifically on the farming. Erica is a level 20 plant gatherer. I do have like a lot of plant gathering going on the surface. So yeah, we're still waiting over here. I suspect that Erica is probably busy collecting plants right now. We might want to temporarily turn off that job. Erica. Oh, she's currently eating. Okay. And you're just waiting for clothes making, yeah. So, theoretically, we've got that. Push comes to shove, I could turn on clothes making for one of our like fort builders, because we just need someone to assemble the workshop. Someone else could do that, and it wouldn't be totes inappropriate. Where in the list is Erica, so I don't have to keep doing a search? Right there. Oh, she's sleeping now. He's not going to go crazy yet, so we'll see. Chat broke. I mean, I'm seeing things. We'll see. He's going crazy, then he'll be elevated to management. It's how things work everywhere. Started raining. We're making metal bolts. Excellent. What's Erica up to now? I guess it's still faster maybe to do a little search. Erica is planting seeds. Okay, what I'm going to do for Erica is... So I'm going to right-click on her. I'm going to clear all labors, except for cloth making. I'm going to apply that, wait until she's done building the clothing workshop, because she won't be able to do anything else. She will still finish, if she's planting, she's still going to finish the planting jobs she's got now, but when she looks for her next job, the only thing she'll have enabled is cloth making. There it is. I believe that's Erica right there, constructing the building. There, it has been constructed, and it has been claimed. Perfect. So now I can go back into Dwarf Therapist, find Erica, and I'm just going to reassign her to the plant tender profession, which will re-enable like her planting and plant gathering and stuff like that. So she can go back to being a farmer type person. That's going to be okay. How many legendary dwarves we have? That's a good question. Probably 2, because we've had 1 artifact. So Alex Candy is a legendary carpenter, and then we have the legendary plant gatherer. Although I'm not sure exactly how useful that is necessarily. And we do have some people with some pretty decent high skill, even in the peasants over here. Monty, Max, and Ryan have some decent skills, just, we haven't needed it yet, so. All right. Oh, he's grabbing some stuff. He's grabbing some stuff. He's begun a mysterious construction. So, presumably, this is going to be an article of clothing. He's got 2 pieces of pigtail cloth and a plum wood log. Now, I'm very curious with Makey, if he has any particular specific interests. Oh, sorry, particular preferences. Likes cryolite, sterling silver, light yellow. Yeah, but what kind of items? You like bucklers, picks, ballista arrows? I don't know if that's gonna really inform us on what Makey's gonna do over here. Does plumwood log taste or smell of plums? It's a great question. I suspect the answer is no, but I kind of like that idea. What kind of shop? Oh, it's a cloth maker's shop. It's a clothier's shop over here. And yeah, because it was Makey's highest moodable skill. I believe that's how it decides their mood. I think it's the highest skill they have that is something that you can strange mood. That's what they will do. This is why I assumed that this is what they would need. If I couldn't figure it out that way, I would have just made sure to build one copy of each workshop that was missing until now. Oh, I forgot one of the other changes I made over here. So on our stone knockers floor over here, I've got 2 masons workshop. The one on the right here, I've got sort of all the jobs enabled. And this is the one that I have it set to a minimum skill. They need to be at least an adequate stoneworker to work here, or adequate mason rather. The other stone mason's workshop, what I decided to do is I decided to pull out all the jobs other than rock blocks and remove the requirement. Anyone, even a dabbling skilled mason, can work here. This will be a good way for our new dwarves to maybe train up their masonry skills. They can just practice making blocks until they get to at least an adequate mason skill, which isn't very high. I think it's level 3 or something like that. Before they start making anything else, it'll just slightly increase the chance that they'll get something fancier, something like that. All right, so we're still working here, which is good. It's still raining on the surface, which is going to give some dwarves some bad thoughts. So far, everyone's content, which is going to be okay. There we go! Makey! The peasant has created Ralakzamoth Otinlandar, a pigtail chasse. That's a hat, right? She claims it. I mean, that's a French word. I think I should probably know what that is. It's just... I'm putting on chaussette. Chausse would be... Oh, it's hose! Because I was like, chaussette would be socks, right? But yeah, okay, so it's hose. Basically some pants. More or less. She claims that it's family heirloom. Let's take a look at this. So, Ralakzamoth Otinlandar is hailed venom, the wine of affection. So basically lingerie. This is a pigtail chasse. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of pigtail. It is made from pigtail cloth. On the item is the image of Banded Slapped, the Lantern of Rewards, the Phyllite Scepter in pigtail. So, okay, it's got an image of another artifact on it. I think Banded Slap, the Lantern of Rewards, may have been an artifact we made in our previous fort. Can we... In the Legend Viewer, Arts and Crafts, Artifact... Alright, what's it called? Banded Slaps. Banded Slaps, right here. It was created in Rock Hermit by who? Caitlin created an artifact in our previous fortress that is being, referenced here on this artifact here. Also on the image on the item is an image of 2 nightmares in plum wood. Like, I'm assuming they mean nightmares as in like the nightmarish horses, the demonic horses. That's really cool. That's a cool artifact. Worth 10,000 dwarf bucks. Is it possible to gather the old artifacts when you go and visit the old fort? It is. Apparently, there might be a bit of a bug. You can set a mission. We got whiskey and chocolate. Apparently, so there's a mission you can send your dwarves out to do to recover artifacts from a site. And apparently can sometimes glitch out in a variety of different ways. We will probably risk it at some point, but I definitely do want to send expeditions of dwarves to our old fortress. That is definitely going to be one of my goals with this particular Let's Play. Clear it out, recover some stuff. The thing is, other adventurers are running in the background. Like this, the whole world is live here. And it's possible that other people will go and raid that site at some point. But anyway, we've got ourselves a new artifact. And if I go back into Dwarf Therapist and refresh here, Makey... Okay, I was going to say, Makey may not have actually gotten... the legendary skill from that. Different moods, so only like a type of mood generates legendary skill, because I think it said it was like possessed or something. I don't remember what the message was, but some of the moods don't give you the legendary skill. I don't know what it is exactly. Yeah, it'd be nice to find the holy sock. It's annoying it's not named. Normally weapons, don't weapons that get legendary kills get named? I know, okay, creatures that get a bunch of notable kills get named, but maybe the weapons don't, unless they get attached. I don't know. So anyway, I still feel like Makey here is still going to get promoted into the plant tender class because Makey deserves it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So Makey is no longer a peasant. And the thing is, we were probably always going to bring Makey up here just because they do have the clothes making benefit. So what I'm going to do for Erica is I'm going to remove clothes making here. Because if we do want to schedule a cloth to be made, we'll want to use Makey's superior skill to do that. What I might do here is I'm going to leave Makey on farming, but I'll probably not have you get started on plant gathering. Erica can keep handling the miscellaneous plant gathering tasks because she's so much better at it. Erica... Okay, they're both female. Okay, so say watch Erica be male, and I'm just, you know, misgendering all my poor dwarves over here. But Makey and Erica, they're going to work together to do some various works, and they'll become more and more specialized. As we get more people into the same category, they'll specialize. You see Drogon the wolf over here is a peasant, but doesn't have the peasant tag. This is someone who never got nicknamed, or the nickname got reset for some reason. And I'm not sure why. It wouldn't have been a migrant. They currently have no jobs set whatsoever. Are they a baby that just matured? 12 years old! That's why! Drogon the wolf was a baby who just became an adult dwarf. Dwarves become adults when they when they reach 12 years old. So Drogon Wolf, you were a baby dwarf. You are now a useful dwarf. We will properly give you the peasant caste over here, which will mostly enable labors. And there you go. Did I forget the whiskey and chocolate? Oh yes, no one. That's right. I was busy trying to finish a thought, and we had no one over here. Let me go ahead and resume. Excellent. So yes, thank you very much. No one here is what he appears. Says, Happy Mugmas Eve. Do you use the manager to schedule jobs at all? I am finding it nicer, but more complicated than DF Hack Workflow plugin, mostly because conditions are nice. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, so I use the manager to request jobs for like when I need a batch, when I want like, you know, 30 of something in bulk. I don't currently use the manager to set start and stop conditions and things, which probably I should, because what I use workflow for basically is built into Dwarf Fortress now and has been for a couple of years or something like that. But I'm used to workflow, so I use it, but I probably should learn the other one. We'll see. We'll see. That's young, especially for how old dwarves get. Yeah, but you know, Dwarven society, these dwarves have to be useful, god damn it. It's very important. Okay, so we're out of limonite, we're out of fluxstone, so our steel production is coming to a halt. Now, fluxstone, I think the flux in our map here is marble. I don't know all the fluxstones. Marble, maybe gypsum as well. Out of curiosity, if I go in over here, if I run prospect all, does it have flux in its own category? No, not that I can tell. Dwarf Fortress.
Whiskey and chocolate.
Oops. Fluxstone. We got more whiskey and chocolate as well. Who dat? Hey, it's Cool Man Santa again. The barrels that makes plum wines and plum beers need to be made out of plum wood logs. Yeah, that's brilliant, Cool Man. My new headcanon on plum wood log taste and smell like fresh plums. I really like that idea. I really like that idea. Okay, so flux is what we use to turn iron into steel, and calcite, chalk, dolomite, limestone, and marble are all options for that. Those would be under probably economic material. So we have marble for sure.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
We got more whiskey and chocolate. I don't have it up right now. I can't see what it is, but 1 second. We don't, I think, so calcite, no. Chalk, no. Dolomite, no. Limestone, no. So I think the only fluxstone that we have is marble, and I think we have a lot of it, so that's not really a problem. We've run into it a bunch. Apparently it's between Z level 102 to 125. You know, so using the prospect tool in Dwarf Fortress is a cheat, except in my opinion, dwarves should be expert prospectors. They should have an idea, first of all, of where it should be, what to look for. So what did I say, 105 to 125? So that's actually a bit lower down here, which might be what some of this is. Phyllite, gabbro. Oh, what's this green over here? Oh, garnerite, no. Opal clusters, ooh, very nice. Because we've hit some. So we'll have to go looking for some more. We're gonna do some exploratory mining soon. Schist. Those are probably gems over here, yes. Oh, what is this green stuff? There you go, marble. Okay, so we know we've got marble here. This is on floor 112. And probably lots of other spots as well, but we know there's marble on floor 112. So we can mine a little bit of that out. We also got to get some limonite though. What was that whiskey and chocolate? Perils Dragonis! Thank you very much. Or Dragonus, maybe. Don't know how you prefer it pronounced. Thank you so much. Happy belated solstice again, Quill. Saw yours was pleasant. Oh, it was so nice. I demand to know the source of the chocolate cheese. Also, are you planning to watch the launch of the $10 billion US NASA anxiety box tomorrow in the morning? I wasn't, because I wasn't aware of it, but now I might have to. I do like spaceship launches. The chocolate cheese, I don't know. I didn't buy it. It was a gift, I think, from Essentia to A Kiss for Luck. All of our food gifts have been kind of communal, so it all gets kind of mixed together here. And I think it was from a local little Italian shop, but I have no idea what the maker of that chocolate cheese is. It is gorgeous. I mean, it sort of tastes like chocolate fudge combined with a cheesecake. I don't know. It was good, whatever it was. I don't know what we're gonna do with this floor. So on floor 115, we've got our metal crafters. And I was sort of thinking every 10 floor, oh, there you go. See, this is all marble over here. I was thinking that every 10 floor, or every 5 floors, sorry, was gonna be a new cast level. Because then we've got some room sort of above and below to do some extra things over here. So we probably want to work on a floor for new cast at this point, and then we can use that as an excuse to carve out a bunch of marble. So our metal shapers and our stone knockers have a floor. The plant tenders, I'm kind of hoping that we run into a cavern layer with some water, and then we'll use that area as kind of the plant tender thing, because we can use the water to flood a little bit of an area to get it muddy so that we can do underground farming, which we have a little bit of above ground farming. Mostly right now we're reliant on plant picking for our food, plus some hunting that we're doing, which I think is fine. We should actually take a look though. That's an excellent point I just brought up to myself. Thank you, self. Yeah, we've got tons of food and drink. That's not a problem, even though we don't have farming going on yet. King Octavius, thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Thanks for all you do. I'm trying once again to learn Hoi 4 right now. So please wish me the luck of the ages. Well, absolutely. God, I love Hoi 4. The problem is, my favorite Paradox game is always the last one I just played. And the last one I played is Hoi 4, although I do gotta get back to finishing our EU4 and our CK3 pretty soon. God, I love Hoi 4. It's so good. We need gems for the mugs. Yes. So we could do the woodwhacker floor. I'm almost wondering if the woodwhacker should be closer to the surface, though. Maybe a little flesh runner, same thing. Closer to the surface works. This could be the fort builder or even the life miner floor. So the life miners are going to be, they are our food production. Sorry, our food and drink production, as well as our doctors. But I want to have the feast hall on that floor, and probably bedrooms and stuff over there as well. You might have seen it already. Suggested a Greece game for the next Hoi 4 game, create the second Roman Empire. Yeah, we're just going to go backwards in time. Then after that, we'll play Italy and rebuild the first one. Just because. Should we just do our life miner floor here? Because obviously brewing and things is very important. And currently we've got some of that going on the surface. And we don't have a hospital set up yet. I think I'd like that idea. I think floor 110, which happens to have a lot of marble, is going to be our life miner floor. It'll be good to give our dwarves a lot of happy thoughts. We can make fancier meals for them, which we could also sell conceivably to go along with the mugs. But a big dining room and everything, I think I like that. Sounds like a cast for marble floor. That's true too, because it's going to be a fancy place. And, you know, we got some fancy dwarves. So let's think about what our life minder floor might look like. Like, for example, our woodwhacker floor, I was thinking might end up looking kind of organic, like a tree and things. And obviously, so let me hotkey this. H5 zoom. So our stone knocker floor was circles to represent boulders and squares to represent blocks. Our metal crafter's floor turned into a hammer, which was beautiful and brilliant, and I'm so happy with that. And actually, while I'm looking at this here, let's make sure to put in a door right over there. One of the things I also want to do is standardize a little bit more on the colors that I use. The big things we have the most of, I think that we're going to end up with a lot of blocks of, is going to be gabbro and phyllite. Annoyingly, they are close in colors, but not exactly the same. One is a light gray and one's sort of a more medium gray. Gems. Well, the gems... Oh, yes, we've dug this area out perfectly, because the stone knocker's floor is our gem workers are also going to be here. And we do have someone who's half decent at gem cutting. So while we're here, we need to build our jeweler's workshop in this room. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it up against this corner and make it out of... just use a piece of wood. I don't really care for the workshop so much. And then I want to make a gem stockpile. I'm going to make a big one back here and another one over here. The idea being that this one closer to the door is where our cut gems are going to be. I'm going to permit this, and I think that'll be all. I'm not going to permit these others, specifically cut gems. I think our plan is to have the stone knockers also run our glass industry, but they'll have its own stockpile. And then this stockpile over here, I'm going to block all and permit rough gems. So rough gems will be brought here, they'll be cut here, they'll be brought over there. Here, we'll have both these be schist doors. Could be using planning mode for some of this as well, but I want to start being a little bit aware. So we do have a gem cutter. If we go into Dwarf Therapist, so one of our stone knockers, yeah, right over here, Ghost Boy, already has a little bit of gem cutting skills in. So of the stone knockers, only Ghost Boy has gem cutting enabled, and Ghost Boy doesn't have any other labors enabled other than mining. So we've also got mining enabled over there. So you might help out with the mining. You might be working on gems. Over that's going to be okay. There's a couple other jobs still enabled, like the glass making and the strand extraction, but it doesn't matter because we don't have those industries set up yet, so we don't have to think about that. And honestly, I kind of like the idea of the jeweler maybe also working on glass. You know, maybe it's just someone who's very delicately minded, and that's going to be okay. But yeah, we have a gem cutter set, so they'll go and build their jeweler's workshop and go. So plant member is a cavern layer. That is correct. So the wood whackers are going to have a floor that maybe looks more organic, like a tree or something like that. And the life minders are going to take this floor. The plant menders, or plant tenders rather, are going to live on our cavern floor because hopefully we'll have access to water. It'll be a good place to make some planting, and then they'll just live sort of in the walls of the caverns is what I was thinking. So we know we're going to want a great dining hall. We're probably going to want bedrooms over here. We know we're going to do our food and drink industry and have a hospital. So how do we want to arrange this? Is it going to be like our metal floor where it's sort of going to look like something, or is it just going to be themed on a different purpose? I do tend to like the idea of making sure that my food and drink production is near the food hall. That makes sense. Central spine, radiating ribs. Oh, you're like thinking sort of body parts and things like that. Just wondering, do you not celebrate Christmas or just the Christmas Eve and celebrating Canada? No, Christmas Eve and Christmas, I definitely celebrate Six Strategy. But this year, just because of how everything is working out with travel and things like that, my family, we're getting together on the 26th. So I'm going to be driving to visit my parents on the 26th and staying there for a couple of days. So today and tomorrow, I got nothing going on. And in the house here, we celebrate the solstice on the 21st for all kinds of different reasons. It's always worked out really well too, because there's like no conflict between the household versus, you know, my family kind of thing. Yeah, Red Cross level. So that's one of the things I was looking for, and that's one of the reasons I discovered the color phyllite and gabbro and things like that. I was wondering, do we have any red stone? And I think the answer is no, unfortunately. Red stones would be cinnabar, petrified wood, realgar, and that's it. Our dark red would be bauxite, kaolinite, and hematite. We don't have access to any of those things, unfortunately. In our map, the way things are, our limonite is kind of reddish before we mine it. I don't know what it would look like afterwards, but we're not really going to be using limonite blocks to fabricate things. So it'd be cool to do a red cross, or technically, the Red Cross is supposed to be only for actual medical stuff. It's technically against the Geneva Convention to use the Red Cross for other things. So they encourage in games to actually use a green cross. But we don't have access to olivine or serpentine or malachite either. We do have access to garnierite, though. Garnierite is what we can get nickel from. We don't particularly care about nickel, so we could consider using garneriate blocks to do something. Maybe just floor. Marble looks kind of greenish here, so it actually might look fine carved in, but the whole level would end up having the same greenish hue. What I was wondering about is using some sort of greenish material to floor our hospital. So let's say we want the hospital, I think, to be like right next to the staircase for easy access as much as possible. What if our hospital was actually shaped like a plus or a cross? You know, we could have beds down one wing, traction benches somewhere, operating table or storage somewhere else. If we did this and then floored it with some sort of green material. Yeah, so this marble looks green. I don't know what it'll look like smooth, but again, I want the hospital to kind of look different from the other things, which is kind of the point I'm working towards. So I still wanted a color theme there. So if we did this, and then maybe on the other side, you know, maybe what I do is I do this. Kind of a double door. Into a expanding hallway into like just a very impressive dining hall, you know, of some description. I don't know, I tend to make them, you know, sometimes I round off the corner, sometimes I leave pillars. I'm trying to think of ways to do it differently. We could maybe a 2-story dining hall. I think I like that idea. Hold on. So what we can do here is temporarily, what I can do is I can carve some upstairs here. And then the level above, what I can do is use channeling to do a 2-story level. Mug-shaped? Maybe. We could have some sort of thing where we've got sort of a centralized pillar, like a larger area like this, with like little alcoves that might be a good place to put in statues or captured creatures, you know, or something like that, kind of in the middle of the room. And we could have 2 banks of tables, right? One on each side of this sort of central pillar. So tables, chairs. We might want a walking space. So maybe I want to like leave like do 6 tiles. Because then the middle 2 here are the tables, and then they're flanked by chairs. And we could even have more alcoves off to the side, following a slightly different pattern from the middle thing. So lots of room for like just little statues and niceties and things like that. This is channeling mode here, because the idea is, so from here we're going sideways, we're going to build some upstairs, and then we are going to channel down this way. So this is going to be empty air. By channeling down, it's going to leave ramps, so we'll still be able to access the upper floor here to smooth the walls. The one thing is, on the floor above over here, I'm gonna have to get downstairs. There we go, which we will have to clear out later. Yeah, so these upstairs and downstairs. So it's gonna channel down, and this is gonna open up this area over here, as if we had mined it. And then on the second layer, mine out the spaces in between the channels for more statues. I have no idea what's going on, it's glorious. Welcome to Dwarf Fortress, man. I think this will work sort of the way I imagine it. I hope so. I think it's gonna be all right. Let's see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Do I want a pair of doors here? Or do I just want to have one in the middle for the hospital? I think I will just put one in the middle here. So this is gonna become the hospital. And then we're gonna get a great hall over here. And then what I'll do is somewhere on the side of the great hall. I mean, I could split the food industry. I'm actually wondering if the food industry might be the level, just, that might be the best way to do it. Underneath the great hall. So this is the floor. So again, this is going to be all open air because we're digging down from here. This floor here is going to actually have the great hall. And then one level below it, which is here, I could have the kitchens and stills, and I could have easy little stairways to go up and down, especially to, because it could be a big food stockpile, right? We have the kitchen, still, the stockpile for the finished goods, and then the staircases that lead into the great hall at that point. I think that'll be kind of nice. Take a cue from Harry Potter. Oh yeah, we just teleport things above. And you have to build flooring in the entrance hall because you couldn't smooth from ramps. Yeah, I think you're right. So what we're gonna have to do is anywhere along the walls, the best thing would be if this was just a mining job instead of a channel, and then we channel it after. But it's annoying, I can't just... Oh no, it does work, okay. So I have to leave a little platform here and then channel this out afterwards. It's very annoying. So yeah, to smooth all these upper walls and then make another pass afterwards to channel what's left here. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we'll start with this. The upshot of this, too, is it's going to give us tons of marble. Although, clearly I still need to mine out some limonite as well. Oh, is it a season change? Is it an autosave? Are we getting migration wave? We've seen this happen a couple of times, where the game just hangs and then starts up again as if nothing had happened. Nothing reported in DF hack. I don't know if we noticed it being linked to anything last time. Monsters born. Yeah, it could be some sort of weird world processing in the background. Just gonna leave it be. It hasn't crashed. It's happened a couple of times and I was worried that it crashed. But it didn't on our previous goes. It just sat here for like 30 seconds or so and then went right back in. Maybe I'll do a manual save after this. Just to make sure everything's okay. I mean, I don't know if it's the end of the season. It is the 25th of the 10th month right now. I don't think that's when the end of the month happens, though. War in the background? Maybe. Gift should come with a profiler, yeah. But I can't even remember, like, it's not even, yeah, it's not even really hitting my CPU. No, Dwarf Fortress is actually sitting at 0. 0% CPU activity. Although it's... So, I don't know. It hasn't crashed yet. We're just gonna wait. We were patient before, and it was okay. It eventually unstuck itself. Closed Dwarf Therapist in case it's like interacting oddly with the thing. It's starting to be pretty long. But yeah, there's no CPU activity. It's not one core being stuck. The only thing, well, Sound Sense has got some activity, but a Sound Sense only reads the activity log, so it doesn't actually interact with the exe at all. This is starting to be a little concerning. It did unstick itself before. I'm gonna be annoyed. We've done a lot of little work here since my last save. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna make a copy of my save folder in case what I do next fucks it all up completely. Whoa! Well, I mean, thank you for improving the mood, Menenskatar. Holy crap. Thank you so much. Happy holidays / belated solstice to you and your family, Quill. Thank you for years of entertainment, hopefully years to come. Thank you so much. Jeez. That is a hell of a thing. Thank you. I don't know how to deal with these things ever. I always feel bad. I just don't know how to process. Much like Dwarf Fortress right now, I don't know how to process. So what I'm gonna do, okay, so I've made a backup of the save folder in case what I do next fucks everything up. Oh, hang on. In DF hack, as soon as I just hit a button here, maybe that's all I had to do. Go into DF hack and sort of hit enter. Maybe it was stuck on something. I mean, it's reducing jobs. It must have been, I'm wondering if the workflow manager in DF hack was just hung. There was a race condition. But there was like 0% CPU. I think just things were waiting on stuff. All right. Because what I was doing is I was coming in here, which I will do now anyway, in DF hack to type quick save. I was going to make a backup in case what this did is bork my save files. That's why I wanted to make a backup of the save. Is I'm going to force a quick save right now just in case something happens. But let's remember this trick. Yeah, sort of a deadlock maybe more than a race condition. I'm wondering if it's something waiting on a couple of different sides. Dwarf Therapist. Oh, it does successfully read that even in the middle of a quick save. Okay, good. We're just gonna wait. Now it's slowing down. I'm not using auto labor or auto job. I'm using workflow, so I suspect it may have been that. It would not surprise me if it was DF Hack's workflow that borked it. And maybe I should start using the built-in manager stuff instead. Okay, so we got our autosave. That's great. We got some nice gems in the hall here. I could mine them out just for consistency with the wall, or we could leave them in because it's going to look nice in a different way. I think I'll leave them in. We found some new pink stone. Yeah. So we could dig it out. One of the things that annoys me sometimes is when you dig out a material like this, and then I could go and build a marble wall, and you won't be able to see the difference afterwards. But then it exposes the stone behind it. But you can use DF Hack to re-hide stuff. Gallery seating for the 1%. I mean, we could leave this upper area walkable. We could leave the upper area walkable. I don't know. Kind of looks like a heart, I guess. I don't know, or sort of a weird skull brain thing of some kind. I don't know. Okay, our hospital is set up here. We're gonna build a door. And then we're gonna build, so our hospital mostly needs beds. Let's go into planning mode. We don't need to pick the material so much. You know what? How do I want to do these? You know what? I think... What I'll do... I'll do something like that. And then we also need tables for operating. And ideally a couple of traction benches as well. And then we will want some containers. Let me define this hospital zone first. If I draw the rectangle... It'll do that. Okay, that's fine. So this is a hospital. And it'll also need a couple of containers. Or at least one container. I'll put a couple in there, and then we'll take a look at the stocks. It used to be kind of a weird bug. You didn't want to place all your containers at the same time because they would do bizarre things. But I think that has been fixed. But we'll check the counts after those have been placed. Okay. Could make the upper level a hall to hold artifacts or cages or statues. That is true. I mean, that's sort of... Okay, these little... alcoves over here, that's what it's going to be on the bottom floor. We could set up a museum at some point, and the life miner level is definitely, I think, the right one to do that. We could set up a museum to display our artifacts, carcasses of like impressive beasts, that sort of thing. It's too late now, but now that I think about it, maybe the life miner floor should have been round because circles are more organic shape. Perhaps. So what I want to do here is put in a smoothing command. I don't actually want to smooth... I don't want to spend any time smoothing the floor, because that's not going to be useful. So I guess the best thing to do is to designate everything and then undesignate, because I'm going to channel out the floor. I think we are going to just channel all this out. Oh, hold on. Re-smooth this. Oh, upper viewing gallery. Maybe this would make for a very cool museum. It's not walkable right here. I have to either refloor this or dig that out one way or another. Decide. Who votes making this area a museum versus somewhere else a museum? I don't know, maybe we do leave it as a museum. I kind of like it. In which case we will come back and smooth the floor, but right now I'm just going to do the walls. We can figure it out afterwards. Real fighting? Peasant takes the buzzard down by the right lower leg with wait. Garfy, peasant. I was attacked. I'm panicking. Buzzard is attacking our peasant. Buzzard snatches the peasant in the first toe, but the attack glances away. Why is a buzzard attacking a peasant? Why a peasant just punching the buzzard? Hey, Garfy's fighting. Alien's also fighting. Wait. And a giant grasshopper. Oh, this is being hunted. So that's fine. Yeah, Sarged Dragonus is hunting a giant grasshopper. Could you hunt the buzzard? The buzzard was stunned. Wait, the buzzard's inside the house? Inside our fort? Why is there a buzzard inside our fort? Fort mascot. It'd be great if we could capture it. I don't think that's something we are in a position to do, though. Cape Buzzard, clearly. What's funny is, like, it would have to walk in through the front door, because this entire area is roofed. So all counts as being inside, because there's a floor down here. Another buzzer over here, too. Bizarre. Why isn't this construction happening? Maybe people are just busy. Because this is, oh, this is something else I set up right before the stream started. So this is our, like, the entrance to our fort here. So there's a floor above, and then it's going to get walled, and we're going to carve fortifications in this. So we're going to have archers patrolling over here, and ready to shoot invaders. And there's a floor above it as well, which is being constructed. This is going to be the barracks for our archers. I don't think I'm going to fortify the walls. This is not going to have windows. So some of our archers can sleep and practice up here and not be interrupted. And then, yeah, down here is where they'll be kind of more on patrol. Something like that. Weird. Now, we don't have a proper military. Technically, I have a squad led by Green Eyes here, but it hasn't actually been activated. I do want to have a static military that's training properly and consistently. This might be the time. How are we doing on weapons? Did we... Because I think I asked for some weapons to be made. We got some battle axes. We do have 10 iron crossbows. Okay. So, let's get the squad going. We're going to rename it. Instead of the Waters of Ringing or whatever, I'm actually wondering about just calling it the Iron Crossbows. Now, that'll be less of a useful name when we have more than one group. Now, we could go with the name that people like all the time, which is the Sterling Archers, although we're not using silver, so we don't have sterling silver or anything. The Cross Eyes, the Iron Bow. I mean, that's a good one too. I guess as long as we keep going with, like, you know, various themes on that. I kind of like the idea of the Iron Bows as this squad. Yeah. So then the question is sort of a little bit, if we go into the military, let me just read to make sure we've got the latest numbers. If we take a look at all of our peasants and sort them based on who might be the best crossbow users. Mark's Dwarf, there it is. So Tokugawa actually has skill in it right now. A little bit of dodging and discipline skill as well. Armor user. Seems like a great pick. He's got no agility. Very clumsy, which I think does matter for the crossbowman, but he's got the skill. I think we add Tokugawa to the squad. Yeah, I like that idea. So what I'll do is, okay, Tokugawa and Green Eyes, I'm going to officially change your profession to soldiers. They haven't been assigned. Well, Green Eyes is in the squad. Tokugawa is not, but it'll let us organize this a little bit more. Next up, so no one else has any Mark's Warp skill. This is still sorted based on their how sort of compatible with the role they might be. So Monty and Ryan would be okay, but they've got decent skills and other things. I'm wondering about grabbing Gunner, Jurgen, and Alien over here. Let's go back over here and see if they have anything potentially. No, so they don't have any skills currently that would really mean we're holding them for something else. So I'm thinking Gunner and Alien, and Gunner is a gunner, and Alien's probably good at fighting, right? I think they're going to become soldiers as well. So we're going to go ahead and give them the soldier designation. Done and done. So the soldiers have no jobs enabled at all. And it actually doesn't matter that they have no jobs. So Green Eyes could do a little bit of blacksmithing, but yeah, I think we're just going to go full soldier. Doesn't matter they don't have laborers because they're going to be drafted full-time. We're having a permanent military. That's the way it's going to go. So assign to squad, Iron Bows, which the Green Eyes already is good. So it doesn't do that. So I can do that here, which keeps it very simple, very clean. And then if we pop back over into the squad view, so we have a squad of 4 dwarves ready to go. The iron bow is over here. Let's make sure they have the uniform we want. First of all, we're going to check the archer uniform. It is currently configured for leather armor and crossbows. I don't think the armor side matters because we don't really have any armor of any kind. Maybe we go with leather on the basis that, oh, it's light, it's your standard archer trope. I don't know if there's any reason not to just have all our dwarves in metal armor. In fact, specifically, like steel armor, because like that's what we're going to be producing. Full plate, full stop. Yeah, exactly. What about the 6 other places? We'll get some more people in there right now, but I don't feel like I've got enough peasants to spare at this time. So if I go here and just go to material and specify metal, really any metal armor. There you go. Headwear. Oh, I think I did make some leather helms. I guess I could say headwear of any material. I made leather helms, so I'll just leave it vague right now until we get some more metal. And so none of this matters because we don't have any of this set up right now. But the crossbow part is important. Anyway, so the thing is, we want to make sure the iron bows. What do we go? Equip. Yeah, assign uniform. The archer uniform for the entire squad. So the entire squad has been told you are going to be archers. So they're going to be equipping themselves some crossbows, which is going to be great. Let's check the ammunition list. So the iron bows have no ammunition assigned to them. So we are going to want to assign bolts of wood, bolts of bone, bolts. Can I just specify? Oh, I can just specify metal. Yeah. Of metal. What do I do? Couple C? Hang on. There you go. So the wood or bone bolts are only to be used for training. The metal bolts are only to be used for combat. And as long as we've got a good supply of all those things, we should end up being okay here. So I think that's hopefully set up okay. Actually, let me just check the hunters. Hunters are just to use wood and bone bolts. If we do end up with like lots and lots of extra metal bolts, we will upgrade the hunters to use those as well, which will make their life a little bit easier. But for now, I don't want them to use any of our fancier material. Okay, so those are those squads. This isn't set up. It's not done yet in any way whatsoever, but I'm just going to set up a temporary little barracks. I'm going to give them a weapon rack just so that they've got somewhere to start. As soon as it's down, we will be making this a barracks, and they will train up here. But there is definitely some fighting going on. Well, I guess the other thing I could do is take a look at the alerts. So what I was thinking I was going to do is actually end up with 3 alerts rather than the default setup. So like the inactive off-duty, we're not going to be using at all. Our military is going to be on all the time. So actually, I guess I can keep 2 alerts. The idea is I'm going to have one alert that is their normal sort of downtime thing, which is going to be a mix of training. And actually, we're probably going to have specialized schedules for each squad because my iron bows here are probably going to be the squad that is going to be on duty in this area. Now, we can sort of fake it just by having them train over here. They will be present and they will attack threats, so that's going to be kind of okay. But I'm going to be using some specific commands to do like patrol and stationing and things like that, so there probably will be customized schedules. Well, I guess no, it's not customized alerts. Yeah, I guess there's just going to be 2 alert levels. One which is sort of me training and some patrolling, and another one is everyone go out and patrol because there's some active threats we're worried about. And then the individual squads will have their schedules tweaked to patrol the right areas. Yeah, okay. So with that in mind, can I alternate between the 2 schedules? Can you not assign anything to inactive? Is inactive always just off for the alerts? I guess it's just showing me their current schedule? I guess, is inactive just hard-coded, where there's nothing special? Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to make any changes to this right now, But what I'm going to do is my squad is I am going to set them to training. So the iron bows are going to be active. We're going to get some messages in the logs here about them becoming like recruits. In theory. Okay, barracks. Maybe only once they have a barracks. But the iron bows will be training here. Later on, so they'll get a different barracks later on, but we'll get them training. There we go. Now they've officially become mace dwarfs. So gunner, if they will get named based on their best skill, and if they don't have any, they just become recruit. So in theory, what's going to happen with this squad, once they train their crossbow skill enough, they're all going to be marks dwarves. Instead of gunner being a mace dwarf and alien being a recruit, they'll all be marks dwarves. Except I think Green Eyes will always be called the militia commander. Now that doesn't override their soldier tag over here because it's a custom nickname. If you don't give them a custom nickname, it will change them in the log over there. Okay, so now that we have a squad set up, I'm going to give them a few moments to maybe get their equipment, which they should be getting. We can check them in a second here. If I go into my military screen, equipment, Green Eyes has... Okay, they've all got headwear on, which hopefully... I don't know if I can look at them exactly here. Because maybe they would count a hat as well. I'm not sure. They all have crossbows. If we pause, if we take a look at... I guess let's look at Green Eyes.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Oh, I see what happens. I gotta Green Eyes, enter. I guess I go to unit here. So they're still picking up equipment. If I look at their inventory, I wonder if there's another way to check that. In Dwarf Therapist, actually there is. If I read, they do have an equipment area, and if I check here, leather helm, go away. Leather helm, yeah, and a hood. Good. Okay, if they're wearing their helmet, they're missing some gear. No, that's lovely, wonderful. We got some more whiskey and chocolate. Who dat? It's Gilvoro! Hey, Gilvoro! Happy holidays. I've caught up on CK3 on YouTube. I assume I live a long, uneventful life. Yeah, everything is fine in your life, Gilvoro. You had a great life in CK3. Gilvoro, our current CK3 run, Gilvoro started, is the first person in the list. Everyone is a descendant over there. Okay, so we have a squad. They are armed. They might still be getting some equipment. We still have some people on pickup equipment. Oh, that's Sergeant Dragonis, who's probably equipping they're a hunter. They're probably setting up some stuff for that. Okay, so Squad A, I'm gonna give you kill commands. C, D, E, F. Enter. You guys are gonna go and try to shoot some buzzards. So they're gonna keep doing that until the buzzards are dead. Or I've left the map or something. Okay, we got conflict. Tokugawa is fighting a buzzard. The buzzard bit them in the head, bruising the muscle through the hood. Force twists the neck. Buzzard attacks the soldier, jumps away. Flying steel bolts strike the buzzard in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing apart the right lung. Artery has been opened by attack. Buzzard is having trouble breathing, I bet. Steel bolt is firmly lodged in the wound. The flying steel bolt strikes the buzzard in the neck again. Sail part falls off in an arc. Okay, so that's a dead one. I'm hoping Tokugawa is not too badly hurt. Now, we do have a hospital set up, which means if I go here, yes, we do have a health view now. Can I filter this to things? No, there's a search, because it's got all our animals and everything in it. I guess the easiest thing to do is to go into our unit list here, find Tokugawa, view unit, check the health. Nope, no wounds. Is it a different dwarf that got hurt? What's annoying here is when you look at the list, I guess it twists the neck, but it didn't necessarily lead to an injury. All right. How are we doing here? We got 2 more buzzers left. So if we check our squad A and we center on the squad, giant grasshopper is fighting. That's our hunters. Yeah, that's still hunting sounds. Is the squad still attacking buzzards? They are. Where are the buzzards? Oh, right over here. Blood spatter. I mean, they're in the air. That makes sense, but we've got crossbows, so hopefully we can kill them. Buzzard fat, had a bruise, nothing open. Yeah, we do need... starting a soap industry would be very nice. And that's going to be our meat... Our flesh renders? I think that's what we call those dwarves. It's going to be a flesh render cast. Okay, so the smoothing here is still pending. Oops. Forgot I had the squad view open. Yeah, smoothing is still pending. We have a few idlers, but I suspect that's pretty... The woodwhackers might literally be idle. Makey might... Sometimes they're just idle for a second in between jobs. So if I go to you, go to your general screen, hit follow. So Makey... No, Makey literally doesn't have a job. I guess there's no planting to be done right now. I mean, since we have a little field on the surface where we're growing cabbages in theory, although we don't have any seeds for that right now, I suppose I could switch over. We could mix a variety of things. I'm assuming we have cabbages. Our cabbages! And it's just that... yeah, they have to be turned into booze so that we get the seeds out of them. So that's okay. And we're still good on food. I mean, we're doing tons of plant picking and everything like that, so we're going to be all right. I'm not sure that our military squad is really doing much here. Soldier, no reachable valid target. Yeah, I guess because they're too high up in the air. I don't know. We'll go ahead and cancel their kill command. So what should happen with our soldiers is they will just go and train. I can't remember. I think I can search. Yeah, I can filter for soldiers. Eat, sleep, eat, individual combat drill. Perfect. So, Green Eyes, the reason we picked Green Eyes to be our squad leader is because Green Eyes had a slightly better teacher trait. So Green Eyes theoretically might be able to train the others, although none of them have any particular skill. There we go. We've got some more training going on here with our military dwarves. So wait for dodging demonstrations. They're going to do a little bit of that. We do have to get some archery targets to get them to practice, but that's going to wait until we got more of our walls up over here. Do we need more masons? Because obviously the construction here is just like not happening. It might be that they're waiting. It might be because of my material filters. But it could also be because it's our stone knockers that are responsible for this, or maybe it's our fort builders. No, I guess it's
whiskey and chocolate.
It's masonry that is probably waiting for, and these guys are all currently kind of busy. Well, sleep. It's busy in a way. And Fletcher Reed! Extra Life Dynasty represent! Happy holidays, Quill. Yeah! Oh man, I love that CK3 campaign that's going on. It did not go in the direction I expected, and it's being so much fun. Something wrong with the music? Is there? I mean, I can hear music. I mean, it should be quiet, I think, but I don't know. Anyone else having trouble with music? Cabbage booze. Yeah, man, we're making like cabbage wine or something. What is our drink situation here? Hold on. We have 847 drinks. Spelt beer, barley wine, rye beer, quinoa. Do we have cabbage booze? I don't think we've got any right now because we've got tons of booze kicking around. Oh yeah, we still need our limonite. So what I was gonna do, up over here, I was gonna mine out this limonite. But what I wanna do is I wanna explicitly make sure I don't punch into our rampy area over here. And I'm gonna leave a bit of a buffer around it of 2 tiles. Okay, so obviously this one's gonna be unreachable, and that's gonna be okay. So we're gonna mine out, that's quite a bit, okay, over here it's not reachable, but that's okay, because what I'm gonna do, oops, dig mode, is I'm gonna mine to here. In fact, I'm gonna do this, because there's a good chance we're gonna hit more limonite veins this way. Oh yeah, I think we can, yeah, we can walk through diagonals, so our dwarves will be able to get through there. So that should give us a good amount of limonite, and keep our steel industry going. Wouldn't cabbage wine be kimchi juice? Maybe. Or like sauerkraut wine? Sauerkraut. Jeweler's workshop jobs are up. Okay, so, and oh no, we did have someone cut gems. So we can look at the stone knockers. Someone was cutting gems. It's Ghost Boy who is our gem cutter, currently asleep. But yeah, we should get a constant supply. And actually, we've got some cut gems already. So we've got a bin here. Where do we check the containers? Or that one might be empty. Oh yeah, because it's just bin. It's currently empty. This gem bin's got stuff in it. Yeah, there you go. Rectangular Morian cabochons, emerald cut green tourmalines, pear cut Morians. Excellent. And then we could start adding gems to mugs. We don't have a ton of gems right now, so I'm not going to start that yet. I do have the step in our Crafts Dwarf workshop where we are trying to, where we were adding bone to our mugs. Yeah, because we have more rock mug jobs over here. Although, really what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel the rock mug jobs up here on the surface because that's not where we're going to want them to be long term. Bone making jobs is part of the flesh renders, and the bolts, the wooden bolts, are going to be part of the woodwhackers. So different. We're going to have Craft Dwarf workshops all over the place with repeating jobs for various tasks. When I queue up something in the job manager here that will use the Craft Dwarf workshop, it'll assign it somewhere random. That's fine. Bone mugs and harmony. That's what our inn could be, except it's really stone mugs. But I love that, bone mugs and harmony. That's really funny. Oh, interrupted by a buzzer again. Did it swoop down low enough? Here, let's send the iron bows to try to kill those buzzers again. But this is gonna be maybe a consistent problem. Okay, there's only one buzzer left. There's an outpost liaison still sticking around. Sometimes they linger for a long time. There's also a giant slug somewhere, but you know, if it doesn't bother me, I won't explicitly send a kill command. Although our hunter might come and do it at some point. Who dis? Ryan, bookkeeper, constructing buildings, okay. I mean, our flooring's coming in here. Hopefully get our walls up soon. There might be something misset still. I can try again in a bit, but we'll see. Getting masterpiece marble mugs from Heiderman, which is very good. Smoothing eventually will come here. We only have one dwarf on smoothing duties. One of our stone knockers. Yeah, detail wall. I'm helping. And he's got to smooth the entire fortress. Which is a little slow, but it's fine. But the bonus of it, by having just I'm helping do it, is he's going to get a lot of stone detailing skill, and hopefully we can get him to be a legendary stone detailer, and then he can start doing engravings rather than just smoothing. Yeah, where's our next migrant wave? Like, come on here. What season are we in? Late winter. I think migrants can appear whenever. I don't think they're seasonally locked. Not sure. Wait, how's that mining coming along? Still not happening there. I think we need more stone knockers, which isn't really a surprise, right? I mean, this is Dwarf Fortress. We're digging through the earth. Do we want to recruit another stone knocker? We only have 10 peasants right now. But maybe. Actually, I don't know if we have any extra picks. That's a good question. Thanks, me, for asking that question. If we check our stocks, and we're doing enhanced view here, and look for picks. We only have the 2 copper picks. First of all, I'm going to put in an order. You know what? We'll do steel picks, because we do steel stuff. Steel picks. I'm going to ask for, I don't know, like 5 more. They can even double as weapons and things like that. We'll have some extras for whatever. So right now, there's no reason, for mining purposes, there's no reason to hire extra people. What I could do, though, is I could have detroxification only do mining, for example, because he's got good skill there, although he's pretty good mason as well. We've already taken a lot of jobs off. And then Heiderman here is mining masonry, but he's also the only stone crafter. In fact, I'm going to take masonry off of Heiderman. Make your rock crafts or mine. That's going to be it. So, yeah, we do need... If I got another pick, Ghost Boy could have a pick as well. So whenever he's not cutting gems, he will mine. But yeah, we kind of need... I think we need another dedicated miner. It's raining again. What I could do is I could take mining off of... So Heiderman really should maybe just be a stone crafter, because he's never not going to have work to do to make mugs. I think I like that idea. I'm going to take the mining off of Heiderman, because he might have the pick, so this will cause Heiderman to drop the pick. Ghost Boy might then pick it up and might do some mining in between of gem cutting. But I'm actually thinking we need another person who's just full-time miner. I think that's what's going to happen. So, Quiet Tony is the person who's got traits that might be the most compatible with with mining, so physical traits. So they're probably stronger, that sort of thing. What's that music? Oh, animal grown up. Aha. Quiet Tony has no... I mean, okay, you do have butchery and bone carving, so in a sense, you'd actually be a pretty good contender for the flesh reavers, flesh renders. But it's not like that's a significant thing. Suturing here doesn't really matter that much either. I think Quiet Tony, I don't know if you're in chat today, I think Quiet Tony is going to become a stone knocker. I think I really like that idea. Well, have you been in contact with Tarn about DF when the stream releases closer? He's asking about YouTubers. No, I don't even know how to reach him. I mean, maybe there's an email on the website? Because that would be very cool, obviously. Yeah, I think we're going to make Tony a stone knocker. You don't have any weird medical conditions, nothing to worry about. What's your personality? Doesn't focus on material goods. Dreams of raising a family. Top 3 roles, yep. Bone carver, butcher, and liar. All right. Customization. Welcome to the Stone Knockers, Quiet Tony. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all your labors except for mining, and I'm going to take mining off of Ghost Boy. So Quiet Tony is going to be 100% dedicated to mining right now, and should get a pick because we have 2 picks. Detoxification is going to hold on to 1. And everyone else should drop all their picks, and Quiet Tony should pick it up and do mining. Yeah, Ghost Boy. See, we just got the message. Equipment mismatch. They were picking up a pick and then canceled it. Yes, dwarf names are automatically picked from the subscriber list right now. So, if we take a look at Quiet Tony, they're digging. It has worked. We can zoom, follow. There you go, Quiet Tony. So their skill is pretty low. I think at some point dwarf skill determined how many chunks were left behind, but I think that has for a long time no longer been the case. I think the chance of a stone chunk dropping is now flat, and I think the mining skill only impacts how quickly they mine. I don't remember. Oh, lots of animals are growing up. Get more pigs. Some cats are being slaughtered to keep their numbers in check. It's Dwarf Fortress. It's a cold, cold, cruel world out there. So yeah, Quiet Tony's not going to be terribly quick at mining right now, but what's nice is she's only, well, he or she actually. I guess the easiest place to do it is over in here. Quiet Tony, Quiet Tony is only going to mine, so they'll skill up pretty quickly, and they're going to progress our mining situation. Detoxification currently will still has mining enabled. Oh, look at you. You've got a mug. You're going to go get a drink somewhere. Is that what you're doing? Oh, you're storing an item in a bin. Wait. Why are you storing things in bins? Or is it just, were you using the mug to drink, and now you're putting it back? Yeah, we're going to have to get that organized a little bit better. Dwarves only have 1 gender. Beard. Well, Donisher, that's what I was just saying. I don't know if digging affects the chance of getting a rock drop. It used to. I feel like it changed. Might be getting confused with RimWorld, or... No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, no. When a wall part is removed from a stone tile, 25% chance a stone will be left behind. I think way back in the day, skill mattered. I think it was changed because it was sort of crippling for the early fort if you didn't have skill. But at the same time, then when you had a level 20 legendary dwarf, they just left too much stuff behind. So yeah, I think it is a fixed 25% chance, and mining skill only affects the speed at which you dig. I believe that is the case, but I'm not 100% sure, and if someone can find a confirmation one way or another, that would be useful. But based on the wiki, it looks like it's just a flat 25% chance to drop. The amount you have dug out is linked to your artifact generation rate. That's true, because you have a cap on how many artifacts you can have in your fortress based on how many things you have created in your fortress overall. And mining things out, or more accurately, I think, generating a boulder from mining, counts as creating an object, which counts for your artifact cap. So generally speaking, so there's like a cooldown of something like 3 months or something for the artifact, and then it becomes kind of a random chance every day of generating of having someone enter a strange mood, but only if you're not at your artifact cap. So if you haven't had an artifact for a long time, and then you dig out a giant cavern, all of a sudden you'll get a strange mood. Yeah, Wiki be like, workshops totally generate noise for like 3 years, even though it wasn't true. Yeah, people say that when I have bedrooms on, like, you know, same floor or near workshops. They're like, oh, won't that make noise and keep people awake? No, that hasn't been true in like 1,000 million years. Got quartzite over here. Interesting. Oh, game didn't crash. It was auto-saving for the seasonal change. Sorry, I should have specified. There we go. So I'm happy this is happening. And those are limestone chunks. Oh yeah, because of the straight line over here. We're still hoping for some limonite because we want to smelt more and make some more material. What season are we in? We are currently in early spring. So if we had an elven civilization nearby, an elven caravan could visit us in the spring. However, in the world, can we get the world map? Yeah. The only elven civilization, I mean, if you can say that elves have civilization, the only elven civilization is somewhere up here north on this island, up over here. And we are right over here, I believe. I don't know, one of these spots, somewhere over here is where we are. So we have no access to elven civilizations. Come summer, we should have a human caravan visits. And then in the fall, of course, dwarves. And there we go. Look at this. Ghost boy, very busy cutting gems. Beautiful. Very pleased with that. And yeah, there's more. This is more limonite over here. Tons in the wall. I think there's this section here, probably like and above, because limonite tends to be fairly close to the surface just because of the stone that it's in. I think it's present. Is it gabbro over here? Or this is limestone. Okay. But yeah, different things, different stone will there's different layers in the world, right? It follows roughly real mineral stuff. There you go. We're getting our chunks of limonite over here, which are being picked up by our peasants. Or potentially our metal shapers. Our metal shapers might be grabbing them for a job, but our peasants are also grabbing it here just to do some hauling, which is good. If you see someone come by with a wheelbarrow, it's a peasant bringing it to a stockpile. Like this right over here. So this is Drogon the Wolf. Oh, our little 12-year-old dwarf over here. So he's got a wheelbarrow, which is going quite quickly to bring things somewhere. Don't civilizations just mean living in cities? Maybe. It's called a gaggle of elves. No, it's called an annoyance of elves. That's the collective noun. An annoyance of elves. Although I suppose it's more like elves are an annoyance of dwarves, if you know what I mean. So on these floors where we're digging out a bunch of this, what we might do is hollow out more of it for a little bit more stockpile, because I think our furniture stockpiles are basically full everywhere. And I mean, we're going to do things like this. Like, we generate some furniture at our mason's workshop, and so we want a furniture stockpile nearby, because that makes a ton of sense. Because I guess no, it is a hauler, so we can haul there, but this will quickly become quite full because it's not very big. I think we're going to need a very large stockpiles for furniture and maybe some finished goods and things like that. So what I was thinking is after we dig out all the stuff over here, we might do that. Although it also might be nice to do on the layers with marble, because then we just end up with a bunch more flux stone. I thought it was a throttle of elves? A throttling of elves. When they have jazz civilization. Is that what the determining factor is? Oh, there we go. This smoothing here finally finished. So what we're going to do here is we're going to designate, we're going to remove construction. These two little floors over here, which we had to do because apparently you can't stand on a ramp and do smoothing. We're going to do that. And then we're going to construct a new floor right there so that we can smooth out this last corner. Although if the floor gets built first, then we'll lose the ability to move around our fortress. So hopefully deconstructions happen first. I don't know. Maybe I'll cancel this build floor job until the other floors get removed. This is still our bedroom. We just have 8 beds in the middle. Well, not in the middle, but in our great hall. And that's it. We've got a little public dormitory. Very sucky, but so far no one's gotten too cranky. We've got a couple of dwarves that are actually fairly content. Well, somewhat content. And 27 just fine, normal people. I guess the 27 is content. 2 dwarves are actually kind of happy. which is nice. No one's cranky yet. But eventually they'll encounter things that will make them less happy, and then it'll become more important that we have proper bedrooms and everything set up. There's a bed for drunk dwarves. Yeah, so you just mean beds for dwarves, period, because, like, how do you differentiate? And just assign a little bit of smoothing over here. Our poor single dwarf assigned to smoothing. Always too busy. Oh. Monty Max has been taken by a Fey mood! Oh, it's strange mood time. So Monty Max, what's your deal? So you are another peasant, so that's someone else who's probably going to get elevated to some sort of caste. His highest skill is bowery. Artifact crossbow? I don't know if bowery is mootable. Well, let's see what happens. Where are you? Dwarf Fortress, right over here. So Monty Max, I'm just gonna follow you. Let's go. Oh, and unpause. Here he goes. He is claiming a bowyer's workshop. All right. He's going out and grabbing some material. Now, I'm not sure, with the artifacts, can they make things outside? Because as dwarves, we can only make crossbows. We can't make bows or blowguns. I don't know if the artifacts follow the same rules. Public corner is the very top and bottom of the right side of the entrance that you misdesignated for smoothing. These corners here are designated for smoothing. They just haven't been smoothed yet. You might mean, oh, over here. Aha. They might have accidentally been undesignated at some point. Smooth. Betting this square can't be reached. I'm betting this tile here of the leatherworker's workshop is probably impassable. So this tile here can't be reached. That's probably it. And this one over here, it will be reachable once we build a floor over here. And I'm betting the same thing is happening there. Once we get the workshops out of this great hall, we'll be better. Okay, so the construction has started. What has he got sitting over here? He's got 3 different types of logs, some bone, and a nickel bar. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. After party. You know what? Now's a great time. Let's we're gonna celebrate this new artifact construction by opening this whiskey that I got for solstice. James Eady, single malt Scotch, aged 9 years, from a Cow Isla distillery. Apparently this whole James Eady thing, what is this? It's a group of like independent whiskey makers that make these like unique limited small batches of things. Why did Green Eyes just become a militia commander? This implies that she toggled her job at some point, which should not happen. She just became a militia commander twice. Huh. Anyway, there's a whole story about how it works. Yeah, our small batch whiskeys showcase the unique characteristics of Scotland's remarkable malt whiskey distilleries, and best shared with friends. Nice art, the black lion in the front looks very pretty. I don't have my my window here to see. There you go. Looks very pretty. Very lightly colored. Okay, oh, we've got a bunch of steel picks done, which is good, so we could assign more people to mining. Ah! So that did answer the question. I was like, I think artifacts can break the rules. Dwarves cannot make bows normally. They can only make crossbows. But Monty Max has indeed created a thin plum wood bow. I'm almost a little offended though. Bows shoot arrows instead of bolts. And I think if you assign a bow to someone in an army, or in a squad, I think it fucks up the ammo and everything. So we're just gonna put this up for display and not actually assign it to anyone. So that's a little disappointing. Ooh, that is Petey. Monty Max is an elven spy confirmed. Should we just eject Monty Max? Expel from the fortress? I say on the plus side, he is gonna, I think, be a legendary bower. Because of the type of mood that he got. on the downside, like that only is going to matter if we're making more wooden crossbows, which we don't really want to do. We want to make metal crossbows because if a dwarf, if a marked dwarf gets forced into hand-to-hand combat, they will use their crossbow as a hammer to whack people with, and we want heavy metal crossbows to be able to do more damage there, and the wooden crossbows are pretty low value. So I don't know if Monty Max really was a winner there. But if he was a peasant, I would say it still justifies him being elevated into the woodwhacker class. We might change our mind if we don't get more peasants to fill the ranks. We need a certain minimum number of peasants to do some hauling and stuff for us. So we'll see. Slancha. He's a werewolf. Now, one of the things with this is it is 46%, which is kind of at the I'll fry your taste buds percentage of alcohol. I will want to add just a wee drop of water because it will change the texture of it. But it's good. Like, it's peaty. But it's not like, we're not talking about Lefroy levels or Ardbeg levels. And it's not that iodine-y. Wow, it's actually very nice. I don't know how to describe it. No. You put a wee drop of water in your dram, and it really tweaks the flavor. A whiskey might be best at like 38%. So if you have a normal 40%, you just put just like literally the lightest amount. It can open up a ton. What you often do is you'll drink some of it as is, and then some of it with a drop of water. Completely transforms the flavor. It's really nice. So yes, we've got this bow. Let's take a look at this stupid ass bow. Ugh. So it is Muzzishritthol, or Martyred Nobles. Okay, 10 out of 10 for the name. The type of item, 10 out of 10 for the name, I will say that. This is a thin plum wood bow. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It's encircled with bands of plum wood. This object menaces with spikes of walnut wood, peach wood, and nickel. I do like that there's some metal involved in this. On the item is an image of 3 chimeras, or chimeras. I usually say chimeras, in donkey bone. It is an artifact that exists. So let's take a look over here at Monty Max. Let's just reread here. Monty Max he did become a legendary bower, but I don't really care about it. I think we're gonna leave him as a peasant. You know what? Maybe Monty Max should forever be a peasant. Well, he actually has a bit of nobility job because he's our broker here. But so maybe he'll get elevated to like nobility, but I'm gonna suggest he hasn't proved his usefulness enough to be a woodwhacker. Unacceptable. The sock is not considered an artifact, but I am looking forward to maybe raiding another site. I'm assuming because it's a piece of clothing, it probably still decays because it never got named as an artifact. Eventually that sock with 42 kills is just going to disappear. Isn't that going to be sad? Bowers make crossbows, but only wooden crossbows. Because metal crossbows are made by weaponsmiths. As far as I know, I think bowers work in the bowery shop, or whatever the hell this thing is called. Bowyer's workshop, and I believe only make bone or wooden crossbows. So that's all that skill is used for. How does the sock get kills? Well, Leroy! Our previous fortress, which is in the same world, we had almost from the very start, not literally starting 7, but I think the first migration wave, we had a necromancer. Dwarven necromancer joined our fortress. And he had wonderful social skills, so we made him our broker. So our fortress had a dwarven necromancer broker. And he was fine. Every now and again, he would raise body parts into undead creatures, and they hung around and they were fine. And they were friendly and everything was cool. We had fortress survive werepanda attacks, were-elk attacks. We were good. And for some reason, after the last were-elk attack, there was a human that was killed at some point. I don't know if it was during that were-elk attack or earlier or whatever. At some point, some human was killed and raised by a necromancer. And I think still everything was fine. But then at some point, this undead human started murdering everyone. And he did it while wielding a sock. He used a sock and just beat 42 things to death with the sock. And that was how our fortress ended. We were fine! Except we couldn't stop this guy. I drafted every dwarf I had into the army to try to stop this rampaging undead human with a sock. And he just beat everyone to death. And that was the end of that fortress. But a wonderful story. And we will go and visit it. If we go into our civilization screen, that fortress is... Oh yeah, it's this little U there, right here. See with this blinking yellow X here over this sort of like U or micro symbol, right there by the mouse. That's it. So this is the Fortress of Rock Hermit, which has been abandoned. There are rumors of artifacts being over there. We know there are definitely some because we created some. Apparently there might be some books over there. We are going to be sending some dwarves over there to explore that site. It would also maybe be fun to visit in adventure mode. Should have just surrendered, become a sock puppet. Boo! But yeah, I posted a screenshot. Like, it's so epic. I still have a backup of that save as well if I want to go back to that fortress. Look for it. This guy moves fast. Sarge Dragonis, you are speedy. Oh, how's the dog training going on? Right, because that's right. Now we have some more mature dogs. I forgot. Excellent. Okay, can I search this screen? Really? I'm a little bit surprised because they're not in order. Oh no, there's a search at the top. There he is from the F-Hack. Thank you. So if we filter this for dog, so we now have multiple adult dogs, which is good. Because I didn't want to do too much without setting up the breeding pair. What we're going to do is we're going to, so we have 3 male dogs. I'm going to set 2 of the male dogs to hunting training over here. And I believe that the only person currently, so our flesh renders, flesh renders deal with everything related to animals. So this is our hunter, but this is also our animal trainer. So Sarge Dragonis over here has animal training enabled. Currently, her skill is 0. She hasn't practiced it yet, but she will attempt to train 2 dogs to be hunting dogs. By default, when an animal is trained, they will then follow the person who trained them. You can assign them to different people, but if you don't assign the war dog or hunting dog to anyone, they'll by default should just follow the person who trained them. So by default, they're going to follow Sarge Dragonis around. We're not going to have to worry about micromanaging it. And they will assist Sarge on her hunting. We're going to do that with a pair of dogs to give her a little bit of backup for the hunting, keep her a little bit safer. And then after that, we're going to start training some war dogs. And the war dogs will have to get manually assigned to soldiers because our soldiers are not going to have the animal training task assigned to them. It might be a good idea. In another fort where you're working things differently, it would potentially be a fantastic idea to have soldiers train their own dogs, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have Sarge Dragonis or another flesh render train the war dogs, and then we'll assign them to the various soldiers later on. But for now, having a couple hunting buddies is going to do great things for Sarge. This is really good. Again, I think it'll be... The thing is, the flavor is going to change completely after adding a couple of drops of water in here. And I'm excited for that, because you basically get 2 whiskeys. Is it better to have war dogs assigned to rangers or melee? I don't know. Migrants, finally! Hooray! Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to run auto nick here. I do have it set to run daily automatically to mostly catch dwarven babies when they're born. But I'm going to force auto nick to run for this new wave of migrants. We're going to change this filter over here to migration. If I can hear some combat in the background, but it's probably hunting. Let me just pause. So, read. There we go. So, you got 17 adult dwarves. I have it set to filter out children. So there may be children in this wave. I don't know. But 17 adult dwarves have now just joined us. So you got Billy Bob, Candy King, Charlie Eliza, Droober Noob, Epitaph, Jesse, Killer Nerd, Krieg Zoshi, Mr. Brightside, Mr. Cheel, Nobby, Nulani, Plowin, Reagan Rebellion, Real Luckless, Rutung Medic, and Satani have joined things. We are going to assign you all right away to the peasant group. But then we're going to take a look and see what we've got going on. Mr. Brightside's a decent woodcrafter, which currently isn't a priority, but we might go and make you a woodwhacker later on. I don't know. Charlie Eliza's got some stone crafting. That might be nice because we only have one person assigned to stonecraft right now. You're also a decent hunter. We do have a lot of crossbows kicking around. We could potentially use that. A Drooper Noob here, you know what is... Okay, I was going to say, it's got a couple of good metal crafting skills. One of them is furnace operating, which technically we are going to include as part of... Oh, no. Furnace operating is metal. I was thinking wood burning. I think Drubber Noob might right away be made into a metal person. Epitaph here has a couple of skills in gem cutting. We could go and make you a stone knocker and maybe also leave your mining on, which I kind of like the idea of. And yeah, we do have a really good metal crafter here with Billy Bob. I don't know how many metal crafts we're doing, but 13's pretty good and might be hard to ignore. Let's go back to professions. We have 2 metal shapers, but no one particularly skilled. Yeah, okay, Billy Bob, you're going to become a metal shaper. So Drubber Noob wouldn't be bad either, but I guess we're not because I'm going to limit it. I'm thinking Epitaph, we might do another stone knocker here. Although, the only thing you really bring to the table is gems. Gem cutting, gem setting. We've got someone with comparable, if not better, skills. We don't really need multiple gem cutters, especially since, who is it? Ghost Boy. Ghost Boy's only doing gem cutting right now. Yeah, no, let's just do that. We don't need Epitaph elevated there. That's going to be okay. Satani over here is a pretty good doctor. Well, has some doctoring skill at all, which is a pretty huge deal. So we could add you to the Life Minders. I don't think anything else really, like, screams out at me. Because the other thing we can do is just make some more soldiers, and I kind of like that idea. So what I'm wondering is we take a look at, like, let's say these 3 over here. For example, Krieg, Drogon the Wolf, who's the child who came of age, and Nulani over here. They have no current skills whatsoever. How about we just draft them to the military? I think I like that idea. So that will bring our total into the squad to 7. I wouldn't mind getting 3 others either. So they've been assigned to the crossbows, and we're also going to tell them that they're soldiers. We could throw in 3 more. Okay, Retung Medic has no particular skills. Real Luckless and Mr. Chio. None of them have any skills to talk about, so I think they might be really good military recruits there as well. So we're going to go ahead and assign them to the Iron Bows and set their profession to soldiers. There we go. So now we have a full squad of 10. I might yoink half these guys out and make a melee squad or something. Monty Max and Forceman use that silly bow he made. I think we have to put them in a separate squad because I think there's weird ammo shit between crossbow users and bow users. There you go. And I think we're going to start a melee squad soon. If it were Gnome Fortress, we'd do full auto magazine fed crossbows by now. Like a silly bow squad. I don't think we can even craft arrows. Like, I think it's that crazy. We can't actually make arrows. We would be entirely dependent on, no ammunition? Well, you're probably just out of ammo. I wonder how we are on quivers.
Great, another mouth to feed.
Oh! Adders Jr. rides again. Just gave birth to a boy. Let's force the auto nick on there. Yeah, we have constant arrow production. We have plenty of wood. I mean, unless it's possible that, because we need wood crafter to be making boats. Is it possible that our woodsy people are too busy? So we got the 2 woodwhackers over here. I mean, if they're not being told to cut down trees, they might be busy with wood burning too. Well, one's sleeping and one's got no job. We definitely have wood. How do you have no... Is this stuck on decorate with bone? And it's not going to go do the wooden bolts until the bone is done? That's possible. Anyways, I'm going to put a second job in here for wooden bolts. I'm actually wondering if that's true. There you go, make wooden bolts. Yeah. Now, this won't be a problem later because we're going to have this, like, all the crafts workshop are going to be really specialized based on their area. But there you go. No, we were legitimately out of wooden stuff. Ha. We could get more woodwhackers, but we really don't need more woodwhackers. Okay. So over here, I guess I'm going to leave this elevated area. Let's make a museum. I like it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to do this. These stairs. So yeah, I'm going to leave this upper area. These stairs I don't really need. I mean, they don't really hurt anything, but they look a little stupid. The problem is now what I got to do is I got to like remember what I was carving over here and sort of like repeat it. Which is kind of annoying. It's like I have to remember. What the layout was kind of gonna be. Well, I mean, I guess I could do a different shape, but I don't want to. Did that go? Yeah. This is gonna be our actual dining hall. But I will repeat it, because I'm going to want statues and stuff still in the dining hall to make it pretty. But this upper area is just going to be the... Yeah, I'm going to cut out... cancel? Dig instead of smooth there? Yeah, same thing here. Cut out, dig that, because that'll help the walking path. That's going to be better. And then over on this side... Is that right? Check the alignment over here. Good. Good. Okay, and these ramps are going to disappear as everything else gets dug out. I kind of like it. So the outline's going to be the same. The central pillar is going to be the same. The difference here is there's going to be a hole in the floor. Oh, I went too far on the bottom. Need to leave the end cap on the central pillar. Oh, thank you. Right there. Perfect. Alright, I think that looks kind of okay. And then maybe we get rid of these staircases, maybe we don't. We don't have to worry about it for now, so that's going to be alright. Dig it out. We'll get our dining room established. How's the mining coming along over here? Very nice. Got some nice blue rock over here. Cobaltite. Now that's quite interesting. So cobaltite, I don't think is an ore bearing, like, I don't think it's a metal bearing rock in Dwarf Fortress. Brilliant blue stone, notably the only stone of its color found in veins. Despite its appearance, it's not a usable ore. Okay, but it will leave chunks behind that we can make pretty blue blocks out of and use that for flooring in certain areas or something like that. Let me just make sure that our animals are pastured because some grew, but also we might have gotten some new ones. Yep. Good. Are you digging out the parts in the bottom left of that dining hall? Eh? Like here? I don't know which section you mean. Cobaltite for the nobles? Yeah, maybe. We can make furniture out of it. Mine the channels? I'm not sure what... Oh, maybe it looks different because there are gems here. It's amethyst clusters, so it looks a little bit different. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, so we've gone over time a little bit, which is fine, because goddamn do I love playing Dwarf Fortress. But, there we go. Rhino streaming Hoi 4. We'll be doing a raid there very shortly. What's that sound? Oh, little yak, baby yak. Nice. Need to remove the ramps will remove when ramps no longer exist when there's no wall adjacent to them. All these ramps should disappear. If they don't, then I'll mine them out. Because yeah, if I try to mine here, I can't mine the ramps. I can do remove ramps, but I believe they will automatically disappear when there's no wall adjacent to them. Turns out I'm wrong, then we'll just remove it then. Unless I am wrong, but I'm never wrong. Excellent, things are going along well. So the thing I still don't, oh, there we go. This is finally coming together. Beautiful, these walls finally went up. I don't know, I don't think anything will be able to climb here because this is an overhang, right? You can see these walls hang out. It's the overhang is to prevent people from being able to climb up this wall and do things. I don't think they'll be able to go through there because people can walk through diagonals, but I don't think there's going to be any ability for them to do that. That being said, just for the sake of completeness, I think I will go and wall in these little corners here. Let me put on the planning mode, and my planning mode settings are just going to use blocks. Perfect. I'm going to fill that in, but then what I'm going to do is we're going to designate carve fortifications, because these are going to be arrow slits. Good. Still need to do more work on all this to get it organized, including, I believe, some internal walls to use to force the dwarves to move in a reasonable way. But the idea is going to be, I'm going to put station, like I'm going to put points in sort of these corners here, and I'm going to put a patrol route for the dwarves and an inner wall. So there's going to be an inner wall here. So the dwarves will be sort of forced to walk this perimeter, look through the fortifications, they'll spot enemies and auto shoot them. That's going to be the archer's job. And then the internal part of this, I guess, can be the barracks with the internal wall. I was going to set up a barracks on the second floor here, but maybe I don't have to. I'm still going to plan on developing the second floor, just because it'll give us some cool options. But I don't know what we're going to do with this yet. Oh, I can build up here?
It's whiskey and chocolate.
But not here. Okay, some of what appears to be a floor on the outer edge is actually just the wall from before. But here I think we actually put down floor, which means that's going to have to be removed. Designate, remove construction. Yeah, I got to remove this floor. They'll still look like there's a floor because it's going to be the wall from below. But yeah. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is, before I forget, is I don't want to build a wall everywhere. Instead, I want to construct a ramp up here out of whatever. This will give us the ability to walk up the ramp onto the roof, onto the the wall part over here, construct a floor for construct the ceiling, and then we can remove the roof and that. So we're gonna have the second story in this tower that I don't know what we're gonna do with. You build a tower. This is the tower. I don't think they shoot further if they shoot higher, but this is a tower. They're gonna be on the, so there's the ground floor, and then depending on if you're European or American, or North American I should say, this is going to be the second or first floor. So in North America, the ground floor is the first floor, and this would be the second story, second floor. But in Europe, I think it's the ground floor, then first story, then second. It's, you know, it's like a programmer thing, right? Do arrays start at 1 or 0? Anyway, this first upper floor is going to be a firing platform area. The second upper floor, we don't know what we're going to do with yet. So, you know, hooray, internationalism. Everything is stupid all the time and nothing ever makes any sense. Woo! Hey, Burke, thank you very much! Thank you for playing today, Quill. I lost my dad 6 weeks. Oh, shit. Needed some fun for the holiday. Burke, I'm so sorry. What a terrible time. Well, but thank you for being here, and I hope everything else is going to go, you know, a little bit better. I don't know, we're programmers. I guess we should call this, we should call this the 0th floor, first floor, second floor. So the first floor, we're going to have firing things. We might have the same thing over here. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, in US or North America, 1 is street level and 2 is the one above street level. But it's not the same in Europe. I mean, probably varies in various countries, but in the European countries I've been in, the first floor or first story is the one above the ground level. And both are kind of legitimate ways of you know, referring to things, which just makes it that much worse. So it's an off by 1 floor, exactly. But yeah, we'll go programming terms. 0th floor, 1st floor, 2nd floor over here. -1th floor, -2th, etc., etc. But our steel industry has been resumed, which is good. There's buzzards are back, which is annoying. The hope is that our hunters will keep the buzzard population under control. If we recruit some more flesh renders, we'll do that. What's slightly annoying here is that, in a sense, the people who are most skilled at, say, being a marks dwarf are the people we're going to want to have to be hunters. The problem is, ooh, Charlie, these are really going to want to do this. The problem is that you can't. There's an inherent issue with having someone both be a hunter and a military dwarf, even though their skill overlap. There's confusion for their weapons. Like when you draft someone who was a hunter, they'll drop their crossbow and then go look for a new crossbow. I propose Charlie Lisa over here. Rather than making them into a military dwarf, we actually make them into a 2nd flesh render because of the ambusher skill. Specifically because of the ambusher skill. Interesting. Sarge Dragonis is actually a good archer too, archer is, I believe, what the, no, there's bowman. Wait, what is the archer skill then? Because use marks dwarf for the crossbow, use bowman for a bow. Is archer encompass both of them simultaneously? But yeah, I think Charlie should be another hunter. And then it'll help keep the buzzard population even more under control. And it'll be a 2nd flesh render, which technically means a 2nd butcher as well, because if you look at the flesh renders, right, they get all the animal stuff: animal care, animal training, hunting, trapping, small animal dissection, gelding, as well as butchering, tanning, leatherworking, bone crafting, also fishing. But I might remove fishing from the default flesh render job. And then just, I don't know, I'll leave it on because maybe I'll notice the things. Because we will maybe want some fishing, but I think a fisher dwarf is going to be like a special, like that's all they're going to focus on. We'll see. In any case, I don't want these guys fishing right now. I want them focused on hunting, keeping the population. Archery is the range counterpart of the fighter skill, generic range skill. Oh, right. Right, because you have fighter and you have archer. Okay, so they'll develop both those skills at the same time. Cool. Cool. All right, we're going to stop the stream here. What great fun we had. God, I mean, I always liked Dwarf Fortress, but I'm really loving this fortress. I think the decisions we made... Hey, Yum, thank you very much. Yeah, happy holiday to you too. Oh yes, your random Dynasty member thing in CK3, best way to play. Yeah, that is a great mod. A lot of fun. So I think some of the decisions we took here, and by we, I do mean I, but we took in terms of, first of all, me discovering the AutoNick thing is making my life so much simpler, and really enforces better and more relatable names for Dwarf Fortress without being tedious and having to manually name everyone. I think the 7 Pillars thing is really giving us a lot of personality. It's informing some of our design, but one of the real things I really quite like about the 7 Pillars is, even though we have many dwarves at this point, 44 dwarves, which is a large number, hard to manage, hard to remember individual dwarves, right? But we are subdividing them into smaller groups that makes it a lot easier to kind of keep track of the dwarves, and have that personality. Like, we keep talking about our various stone knockers and we keep track of them. And, and part of it is because I'm not using auto labor this time as well, so I'm getting a little bit more involved. But I find with Large Fortress, it's annoying to manually do all the labors. But by doing this subdivision, it's a lot less annoying. I think it's a lot more fun. I'm really enjoying how this is going. I'm hoping you guys do as well. Right now, the next live stream is either going to be on the 1st or the 3rd. First of all, there's definitely going to be a live stream on January the 3rd. It's going to be the start of our Football Manager thing. January 1st, New Year's Day, which is a Saturday, might be a live stream, might not be a live stream. If we do stream on the 1st, it is going to be more Dwarf Fortress. Keep an eye out for that. Check your notifications. Keep an eye on Twitter, the Discord, all those things. It'll basically have to play it by ear depending on, you know, what we're doing in the household, family stuff, that sort of thing. But in any case, I can tell you for sure, there's not going to be a stream this upcoming Monday or Wednesday. So the 27th and the 26th, or sorry, 27th and 29th. I mean, I guess I could stream on the 29th. But I wasn't planning on it. We'll see. Definitely nothing on the 27th, though, because I'm going to be out of town. So stay tuned. It's the holidays. Schedules are going to be messy and weird. We're going to raise a Kiss for Lux channel because Rhino is currently playing Hearts of Iron 4 over there. He is doing a USSR run over there. Different than my Russia run of Hoi 4, where I became monarchist and then theocracy. He is staying hardcore Stalinist. So if you want to see some Hearts of Iron 4, follow the raid. And otherwise, I will see you guys in a week or so. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks everyone who contributed to the Whiskey Chocolate Fund as well. Everyone who resubbed, everyone who gave good wishes. I hope everyone's staying safe out there and has a happy and positive holiday season. See you soon. Bye-bye.